Musings, everyone, from the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. It is a blistery, blustery, freezing, cold day today. I have my heater on back here with my tea heating up on it. And today, I want to talk about when you live around normal things, quite possibly and most likely uninspiring things. What you do to find like a photo reference that you want to paint, or if you're going out plein air painting, what is it about this normal thing that inspires you to paint? And I got this from a comment from Brazen Hearted in the members group. I had done a video where walking from the ferry boat and walking back to the house. I left the truck there for my daughter to take when she came in, and walked back to the house and filmed it, looking at the different possibilities that were on this walk back home. And none of the photo references or the views, the images, the old barns or whatever I came across were wow, right? On its own, where you just stop and go, oh, wow. They were all just kind of average structures, walking by some olive trees and yeah, okay, a patch of dandelions, maybe, right? Some seascapes at the beach, different views of things that maybe I could put together, a way to put together a painting on the seascape by probably using two different reference photos and putting them together, or if I go down there plein air painting, kind of altering the viewpoint that I am painting in, and creating something that is more wow than it actually is in real life. Because let's face it, most of us do not live in an area where you open the door and you've got the Grand Tetons right there, right? And you're in this wow state. Most of us have very regular, average things. Maybe you walk down your street in your neighborhood and there's a house that you think, well, yeah, maybe kind of interesting. Maybe it's, I don't know, an alley where there's some interesting lighting and garbage cans or something, and the way the light is hitting the garbage cans. I mean, very very average things that that you could paint, or sitting at a cafe and nothing phenomenal about the cafe that's awe-inspiring. And it's the important thing about this is to take the average, take the good enough, and create the awe-inspiring elements that you will add to this average, everyday kind of thing. So yeah, I live on a Greek island. It sounds very, exciting and romantic and oh, cool. No matter where I go, I'm going to find something phenomenal to paint. Not really. Of course, there are some scenes that are really nice, especially the seascapes, right? The rock formations, things that really, I don't know, float my boat, to use an old phrase. Um, float my boat. Where did that come from? Anyways, and even though there's not always spectacular things to paint, there's always a tree, a bush, a little patch of dandelions that that I can add my source of creativity, my own ideas about inspiration, and create something that is beautiful, that is me, that at least to me is awe-inspiring. So it's a process of creating a work of art, of creating your paintings by taking something that is average and putting you into that average object. And that will create a painting that somebody is going to stop and look at. And and that's not even the point if somebody stops to look at it or somebody wants to buy it, or that's really not the purpose of why we're in here painting. The purpose is to as far as I believe, the purpose is to become centered in this inner creative channel and create your artwork by uh, by by adding you into it. So in a world of average, it is through us that we create something spectacular. It is through us and how we connect with that inner creative channel, creating something that is our perception of this average object. So I have in my mind a little barn, right? One of the first images that I think we stopped and looked at on this walk home, and it stuck in my mind because, well, first of all, I used to buy cow's milk, fresh cow's milk, and make my own milk, pasteurize it. I would boil it right to a certain temperature. And it was my first experience of real milk, real milk with the butter on top and like almost a golden color. It wasn't white like we find in the grocery stores, even when you buy, organic milks and things like that. It wasn't like that white. It was an off-white moving towards the yellow, probably from the butter that was rising up to the top. So I got fresh milk, my very first experience of fresh milk, like straight from the cow. And drinking that and learning about that. So I making my yogurts from that milk. Oh, it was phenomenal. And now the barn this was 30 years ago, right? Now the barn is demolished, right? But from that angle where I was coming in, you could still see the structure of it, that one wall that was still in place, and with the tree next to it. So I have a personal connection to that run down, worn out, fallen apart barn because of, my first experience of drinking real milk. And so I want to paint that. It's exciting to me. It's the barn and then this tall tree, and it's kind of bare on both sides with the hills in the background. And I was thinking that my, what would I do to this, it's a structure with a tree next to it. Big deal, right? I mean, you find that everywhere. But it's my intention behind it. It's my notan behind this scene that is the important part, is the where any kind of artistry comes through, right? I can sit and paint a painting, do a realistic, like I'm trying to do with this sheep. This is a challenge that I'm doing for myself. And it's going to look fine. It's going to look great. But if I still don't have behind actually like copying the reference photo onto a canvas and painting it, if I haven't got my intention intact, if I don't know why I'm painting it and what I'm doing and the feeling that I have behind it, it's just going to be a copied reference photo, void of any kind of redeeming, subtle, behind the scenes energy. It's just not going to be there. It's just going to be a nice, copy of whatever it is that I'm painting. And it's valid for those who love sheep, for those who may not connect with my underlying reason for it. That's not the point. The point is, how am I going to go about this artwork with this challenge that I'm doing for myself with a base, with knowing my intention, with connecting to that higher creativity and inspiration, to making just a sheep portrait something more inspiring. I get to add the inspiration to it. I get to add the awe-inspiring moment of seeing this reference photo, and why I chose it over another one. And it's important to you as the artist, not so much to other people, but it's important for you as the artist. This is what I believe. It's important to know and to connect with what it is beneath, the underlying, the energies, the things that make you go, oh, I'm going to do this. And yeah, do it, right? I mean, you could be the type of person who's like, oh, I'm just going to do this. This is what I want to copy this. I want to see what it is, and then maybe I'll experience that creativity, that inspiration. But for me, I want to know why I'm doing it. It's all up here. It's like this funneling through and bringing it out. I'm now in the second chakra area where I'm painting it and working with it and flowing with it and communicating with this painting. And it's a relationship, right? It's a relationship between this creative energy and what I'm painting. And hopefully I'll be done with it soon and am able to put it out into the world, and manifest my creativity. So that's about it, you guys. Today I've got all sorts of things, just too many things on my list, but this is one of them. I've started kind of an abstract contemporary piece here that this is just the very basic first layers of it. I have an idea that I want to develop, talking about doing a figure in a certain type of situation. It's another challenge that I'm putting up for myself, stretching my boundaries for 2025. There are times when I need to just let go of getting everything in its place and allowing myself to paint up in this area, just more an expressionistic type of thing, I guess, if you're going to put the right term on it. I always just say non-representational or abstract. Anyways, so those are the things. I've got some writing to do. I have the video to do. It's about this painting here. I'm gonna upload it, just where I am right now, because I need to get a video up and out, and I want to talk a little bit about those beginning stages and the things that I've, understood, and the difficulties that I've had in trying this process. But it might be something that works for you really well. Can't say it works for me, but it is an interesting process. So with that, you guys, be inspired, be creative, be you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, whether it's raining or snowing or stormy or sunshine, wherever you are on the planet. Oh my goodness, everybody in dealing with fires, my heart is out to you. Beb, I hope everything is okay and you are still safe. Wow, this is going to be something that is going to affect many, many, many lives for many, many, many years. It's huge. It's huge beyond my comprehension. My heart goes out to all of you who are suffering through that or have loved ones who are struggling through this horrific fire. I'm wishing you all, especially in those areas, some peace and some love and some light into your lives. All right. Take care, and I will see you all again tomorrow.